Ancient Greece by Brendon. Acropolis means high city in Greek. Most city-states in ancient Greece had their center a rocky mound or hill where they built their important temples and where people could retreat if under attack. The most famous Acropolis is the one in Athens. The Athenian Acropolis is home to one of the world's most famous buildings in the world, the Parthenon. This temple was built for the goddess Athena, and it was decorated with beautiful sculptures which represent the greatest achievement of Greek artists. The Acropolis was also home to a number of other temples and sanctuaries, which was the focus for the Athenian festival for Athena and Panthea. The buildings of the Acropolis provide examples of both the Ionic and Doric styles of architecture. Athens was one of the most important and powerful cities in Greece. During the classical period, it was also the first of the Greek city-states to fully develop democracy. It was very important for the Athenians to take an active part in running the Athenian government. Pericles, the great statesman of classical Athenians, said that the Athenians thought of a man who takes no interest in public affairs not as apathetic, but as completely useless. Male citizens in Athens could vote on all decisions that affected the city and serve on juries. However, the democracy was not open to everyone. Citizen women and children were not allowed to vote. Slaves and foreigners living in Athens, known as metics, were banned from participating in government. The city was also a great center for art and literature. Writers, artists, and philosophers flocked into Athens, where they could work and think in freedom. For many centuries afterwards, anyone interested in learning would go to Athens to study. Life in ancient Greece was quite different for men and women. While men were expected to take active parts in the public life of their city, women were expected to lead a private life as wives and mothers. Their lives were centered on the home. Slavery was a central feature in life in Greece. Families of reasonable wealth would have slaves to carry out the household chores, go shopping at the market, and even to help bring up children. However, daily life in Sparta was rather different from most other city-states. Here, women led more active lives, as this would improve their physical strength and their ability to have healthy babies. Sparta also had slaves, but these belonged to the city as a whole rather than into individual families. A lot of our information on daily life comes from pottery, and in particular from these scenes painted on pots to decorate them. Festivals were a very important part of life in ancient Greece, and were a central part of worshiping the gods. They usually included a procession and a sacrifice. Festivals also included various competitions, which were seen as another way to honor a god. There were competitions in music, poetry, drama, and also athletics. Some of the most important festivals of ancient Greece involved in athletic competitions, such as the Olympic Games, which were held in honor of Zeus, and the Pythian Games held at Delphi in honor of Apollo. One festival in Athens, held to honor Dionysus, involved a competition between playwrights. This led to the creation of some of the best-known plays from ancient Greece. The ancient Greeks believed there was a great number of gods and goddesses. These gods had control over many different aspects on life on Earth. In many ways, they were very human. They could be kind or mean, angry or pleasant, cruel or loving. They fell in love with each other, agreed, argued with each other, and even stole from each other. King of all the gods and goddesses was Zeus. He could control the weather and was often called the thunder or the cloud gatherer. He lived with the other gods on Mount Olympus, a high mountain in the northern Greece. Hey, the ancient Greeks built great temples and sanctuaries to their gods. They held festivals in their honor with processions, sports, sacrifices, and competitions. Stories of the gods' exploits were told to them by children and their mothers, and large audiences by professional bards and storytellers. People today still enjoy hearing stories about the Greek gods. The information used to create this slideshow was found on British Museum website at www.britishmuseum.org.